So last week we made a prediction that AUD US dollar is going to go up and touch the resistance line on 0.78, and then it will turn back and go down. So you can actually see this was the weekly analysis. So I'm going to share with you and show you how you can do this, because it's better for you to know how to do it yourself so that you don't depend more on indicators and other things. So the easiest way to do this, for you to come up with all these, I'm going to explain everything so that you guys can understand. So if you check now, this is today is 27 April. You can see it down here. It's 27 April, and we predicted the market on the 19th, just before. Yeah, I think it was on the 19th. Yes. So here what you are looking at is pure price action. You will be looking at support and resistance. It's not a big thing to worry about, because I'm going to explain everything so that you guys can also understand what I mean. So I'm also going to start like drawing the lines fresh and everything that is on the chart, so that you can do it with me, and then you'll be able to also master something from there. So this video is not actually for telling you that you should trade, but it's just an insight in the market, like the trade ideas for the week. So in this video I'm also going to tell you where I think the market will be going from here. So but first I want to discuss how we managed to analyze the market, how we knew that it's going to go down to this level, and how we knew that it's going to turn here. So with that being said, first I want you to understand that trading is not easy, so you have to try and work hard so that you can actually master some of these things. So what I'm going to do here on the AUD US dollar, so at first we noticed that there was a uptrend. Let me quickly draw a line so that we are on the same page. So if you notice from down here, what's line this? Let me remove it. I'm actually looking for a trend line. Okay, so we had a nice uptrend going up here. So obviously you know that the price, when it goes up, it will need to recorrect, so it can go into consolidation, or it can just turn and go back, the counter trade. So here I'm going to show you how you master and know that this is a counter trade. This is the time to enter your trades. You don't just quickly rush into a trade just because it's on a resistance line or on the support. So here we notice that after the sharp trend there was a small trend going down, and then from there we notice again that there was another short trend going up to this level, right? So this is how it happened. Well, let's just try it. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. I want to show you the exact thing that I was doing. So what I'll be looking at is, if I find the first lower low here, this was the high, right? So let me just highlight it. This is the high. That was the beginning of a downtrend. This was a low at the bottom of the trend. So what I will be expecting now is any price that close in between the higher high and the lower low, so which happened to be this one. So it means now when you are looking at the market, this is now called the lower high. All right, so once I get a lower high, I'm looking for another lower low. It should be lower than the previous low. Okay, so once I get this lower low, I know that the price will automatically have to go back up to create another lower high, right? So if I wanted to trade, I could have traded this. Let me simply remove this. If I wanted to trade, I could have traded here to go back up, because now I already know that this is a downtrend. It has already formed. You can see it from here to go down here. This is a downtrend, right? So, but there's no easy way to know that it's a downtrend unless you follow these simple rules. So once you see your first higher high, lower low, lower high, you expect a lower low again. It has to be lower than the previous lower low. You expect that the price will go back up, but there's no way that you can know that it's going to turn back here unless there was a support or a resistance. So in this case, we are going to look at if there was any support or resistance, and some of these you can also see from the candlestick formation. So all right, you can already see that this was a support. Let's just say, let's do this. You can see there was sort of a support here. All right, there's not much that you can see, but this is one of them. And here the other thing that we are going to look at is a candlestick formation. You see this doji and a hammer, or all these candles with long wicks at the bottom, followed by a candle that is engulfing all of them. It's a good sign that there will be a trade to go up. But if you are not sure about it, you don't have to take the trade. You must wait, because there are so many chances that you can trade this. So now that you know that the price will still have to go back up and retest or create another lower low, which happened to be this one here. If you see also on the lower low here, there's an interesting candlestick pattern that you see here. A candle with a long wick. This is on daily chart. So once you see most of these wicks on sort of a resistance, was here, if you check again, I think you get something here. Let's see if there's anything. It should be this one here, and also the rest of these. Let's see. Yes, that's exactly. This is another resistance which was here. So you see that the price does not just go and turn, and then you have like two confirmations already. This is where the price was playing. When it reaches here, it pulls back up. It reaches here, it pulls back up hard. See all these long wicks on the support and resistance here. So basically you can already see that this is a very strong resistance that is formed. That's why you're seeing even also these wicks followed by a big long engulfing candle. This is, if I'm saying engulfing, it means it's covering all the other candles on the left. Like in this case, it's even covering 1, 2, 3, and the part of the fourth one, which means it's a strong downtrend. So if you wanted to trade on this, you could have taken it from here on the formation after the engulfing candle to go down. And here I think it's about well, let's just check so that we don't assume. Let's see how many pips. It's like I'm using the wrong tool. Okay, so this is what we want. To see how many pips to this is about 147 pips. So the key thing is to wait for the trade. You don't have to chase the trades. So how do we know that this is now the new lower low? You look to your left, you always get the answer there. So some of these levels you must draw them just even before the action happens, before you start turning back there. You already know that it has to, because you have to know this in front, like you must know before it happens. You can see this is a nice resistance here. You can see it even here, it's there. So here you know that it's going to happen again. But again, there's no reason that you should rush into trade just because of these support zones. You have to wait and get a proper at least a proper candlestick formation that is telling you that the price is about to go up. In this case, you can see a lot of, this is like sort of a consolidation here. You can see it pops up a bit. So again, it will break out, you can see, from the consolidation here. All you need is to wait and be patient. So here we know that it's supposed to go back up. It's supposed to go back up and form another lower high. So how do we know that this is the lower high? You first see by these long wicks, and then you look on your left. You already know that there's a, if you put on the wick, you look here, you see already, you can already see that there's a long, like a big resistance also here, and here. You can even go back, you check some of these, they will be there. If you are not sure, you don't have to trade. So here on this, what we predicted last week was that the price is going to go back up to this level at 78.0. It's actually 0.780. So this is what you see even here. There is the price. It came exactly where we predicted, and we predicted this beforehand that it's going to happen, because I knew because of a lot of support and resistance within this line. You can also track it back here. You see it here, and here you can see that it was strong, but it tried to pull back a bit. So with that being said, when we got our first our trade, there was another confirmation that happened. You can already see that this was a consolidation sort of, followed by a long engulfing candle. This one here, this is a bearish engulfing candle, right? And then it was also followed by a bearish reversal, which is a very good thing in there. So as if you wanted to trade on this, we enter after the engulfing candle, because there's engulfing candle, that's the first confirmation. This is a resistance, and we are also in a downward trend. You can already see it. So our take profit will be in two ways here. You can see the first take profit should be here on the previous support, but as you can see, the weights, the momentum it has, that it's going to pass, like we predicted last week, that it's going to break here and keep on going down. We actually put our take profit on 78 point something. What was it? Let me just quickly check on the chart. Okay, so our take profit was on 75.24. So I'm still thinking that the price is still going to go back, and was right now it has turned, but there is a potential that it's going to go and hit our price here. But anyway, if you have taken your trade from up here, you can still, you'll be trailing your take profit. Like in this case, when you reach the first resistance, you can move your stop loss to break even and collect some of the profit, maybe half, and then you let the trade run to where you want it to go. So here we'll see next week. Next week we'll be looking at AUD US dollar. It's expected to go back up. Maybe it has already started going back up, but we don't know. We still need a proper confirmation. Like I said, it's going to hit this mark and then go back up. It's going to try and retest some of this, I think this zone here, the previous lower low. So here we'll be looking at the buying opportunity to retest. We also get another sell opportunity from the retest going down, but it's expected to go back up. It will go up and then try to go back down to retest and then go up again. So this is how easy it is to draw a simple price action. The trend lines, like this is how you see exactly how to draw the trend line. You don't just pick a point and draw your trend line, because in most cases you get this, like the trend line is not straight and you'll be trying to shift the trend line. Once it's like that, there's a possibility that the trend line that you are drawing is not correct. So it's always better to look for the lower lows, higher highs. So let's quickly jump into another chart. This one is let me see if I can find it here. Okay, this was another interesting trade that I took. Okay, this is the euro US dollar that we are going to look at. So last week we predicted here, we noticed that the price was trading within a range, and then all of a sudden it decided not to touch here. It's already going back, it's already having indecisive candles here, and there is a big bearish candle. So here I'm expecting it to go and touch this line. This is what I said last week on the analysis before it happened. I was expecting to go touch here and try to have some resistance and then break out. Once it breaks out, I was going to make sure, because there are two resistance points. If you see this line here, it's another resistance, and then the second one is also another resistance. So here I'm not sure whether this is going to be the support or this is already the support broken, but whichever way, once it breaks down here, I know that it's going to touch this line and try to retest and come back and go down. But however, it might also go straight. That's what I said in the previous analysis. It might go straight depending on how the momentum from this candle and then the following candles. That's how you decide if it's going to break and break also the other one. So after we're targeting this price here, this was a previous support. So let's quickly check the euro US dollar chart so that we can also have an idea on what I think this is the one. Yes. So like we said, this was the trend line that was there, the one which it failed to hit here, and you can already see the momentum. Like we said, it's going to break here, the first resistance, which was this one here. It was this one. I can't draw this. The first resistance was this one actually. Let's do here. It was this key point, and also this key point, this one, but it did not touch there. So I was expecting to break down this line. Once it breaks, depending on the momentum from up here, I was going to wait for it to retest, of which it did. So you can see this is the candle, the bearish candle that broke the previous support, and then it tried to go back above, but it failed. You could see even the following candle, which was this one here, it's even going here on the previous another support, which was also broken here. And then if you check here, you can see there's a long whip going down, and if we trace where did it end, you see that it touched exactly where we said it was going to go, which was around here. We said it's going to touch here and come back up. It's already trying to go back up, but it might still come back and try to retest again. Once it retests, we are expecting it to go back up, which is what we said here, that it's going to break the first support, the second one, and also try to retest. So with that being said, you can already see, you have an idea how the price works or how the price moves. The key thing is not to jump into the trade. Like in this case, it's always better to wait for a retest. If it doesn't retest, you can leave the trade. There are so many opportunities that you get. There's no need to force the trade. And then there was also another, I think it's USDJPY, which we are following. Let me try to look for it. Okay, so here we are looking also on USDJPY, which is this one here. Let's just remove this news. All right, this was the chart that we did last week on I think it's also 19. So here there were actually two possibilities, that the price was going to touch this resistance and go back down to try and touch this resistance. So we're looking at the reversal trade, and then this happened. This is what actually happened. That's why you see I ended up putting this arrow that it's going to go up and it's going to retest to touch this and go back. So you might be wondering, how do I know that it's going to go back, it's going to go up? So this is the chart. It actually, if you see how it looks like, exactly as I predicted, right? You can see that the price was going down here. Let me explain on the previous week's chart. So you can see that the price was going down nicely here. This was our, you could actually see the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. But there's something that is, you see here, it failed. It didn't go in properly as we expected, but it's still a lower low because it's lower than the previous one. But you can already see that it didn't even touch here where it's supposed to touch on the trend line, and then it pulls back, it touched here, and then with the momentum, of course it just had to go down. But again, you can already see that the price is far away from our trend line. That's the first confirmation that it wants to go back up. We can see it's fighting to go back up, but it's still not decided yet. So here you can see it tried to go back up, and then it break the trend line. This was a breakout. You see, this was a breakout, and then it retest. It's now going up. So you can already see that there's a sort of a uptrend, a breakout that is happening here. And then here next to the previous support, previous resistance, you can see it just touched, and then it was pushed back down, and then it going to retry with more force. You can see this candlestick formation that I put in the circle here. This is a good candlestick formation that if it happens in a trend, it means that it's going to continue going up. So which is why I said it's going to go up. It's going to go up and touch this price and come and try to retest here. If it comes back and try to retest, it will be even the better way to enter a trade. But however, even if it doesn't come back, if it breaks up this one, obviously it will be going back up, and our target is this price here above. So in this case, you see that we are looking for that it's going to break the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth one. It will be also forming the higher, and then the lower high, going up, retesting, going up. So that's what I'm looking at. But however, if it bounces here, depending on the candlestick formation that are going to come after this, but for now I was predicting that it was going to go up. That's why I put the arrow up. So if we look at the chart for today, you can see that it ended up going back up. And if you notice our trend line, the way we had put our trend line, I think it's something like this. And then this is where it broke out, which is here. Let's see if we, this was the breakout, and then a retest at the end, and then try again. And there was another trend line that we had here, which is it was this one here, the previous side. It was also broken out. There was the next one that we also had, which was this level here. I think it was also broken out. There was another level that we had also, which was here. It was also broken out, and now you can see that it's trying to retest, and this is a bearish reversal. It's going to retest and touch this price, and I'm expecting it that it's going to keep on going up. This is for next week. I'm talking about next week. We are looking forward that it's going to go up and break this one, and also go in front and keep on breaking the previous resistance. So our target price here, it might continue until it touches here, and then we'll end up having a double dodge or double top. That's when we'll be expecting it to go back up, go back down after it had touched some of these previous highs. But I'm not saying you should go and put a trade and forget. I'm saying this is where it's going to go back up, but we don't know where exactly it's going to turn. The good thing about this is just to give you an insight, and then you have to follow your trade and try to see and understand the candlestick formation, like the patterns. So right now this is just, it's falling back just to retest this level. If it fails to break this level to go down, then we have a nice going uptrend, which means we already have a lower high. We'll be looking at a lower low when it retests here, and then we'll be going up, retesting again, creating the lower low, lower high. So this is how easy it is to look at a chart. So with that being said, guys, if you find this video interesting, if you wish to know more about price action, and if you wish to know how to the insights of the trade ideas, like what's going to be on the menu next week, you can subscribe to the videos, guys, so that you always get the updates on the trades. I'm also giving out signals for forex. So these signals can be used also on binary options, but you have to try and find your own, like your own money management strategy that you can use, because this is not for get rich quick. So this is something also that I was following, this breakout here. Then this, I was waiting for it to retest, but it didn't retest, so I let it go. But if you don't want to wait for retest, if you enter a trade here, your stop loss should be above the previous, the open of the high of the previous candle. So in some cases you find out that like if you enter here, you find out it's a lot, like a lot of pips to go back up. So if it happened to be a losing trade, you won't be in a good position to recover. So I advise you that wait for the retest and then you can trade, because this is just a nice momentum going down. It's a breakout from this consolidation zone, and the USD, it's actually having more momentum. It has more strength than all the other currencies. I've been watching the index as well. So I just want to make this video short. So we are looking at the USDJPY to keep on going up, and then it will retest, I think, on this resistance here, just before but it might also reach here, but it will depends on the candlestick formation. I'm going to update you on that. Okay, this was another interesting trade that I took, but I did not share with you this one. I think I only sent it to my members. So what happens here, this is a gold trade. I was looking at this breakout here. So once I get a breakout, like you see what happened here, once I get the breakout, I'll wait for a retest. It retested, it failed to break down here, and then it kept on going up. So I ended my trade here on the retest, knowing that it's going to go back up. So this was another simple winning trade. Okay, so like we said, the euro US dollar next week is it's going to be going up. It might also go to try and retest this zone. I'll also update you on that one. Okay, this was another trade that I took. It was an interesting trade. So what happened here, I was using my indicators. You can see it gives you the signal. So once you get the signal, you can enter there and there and put your stop loss above here. And this is a empty M15 chart. So if I took a trade here, my stop loss was 40 pips, and then my take profit was 80 pips. And then they came, was it a Canada interest rate decision, which is this one here, and then it just blasted going down to take me into, like, I took profit here about 80 pips. Okay, this is the AUD US dollar. Okay, these are other interesting trades that I've been taking, guys. So if you notice here, this was another nice trade here. I actually took the trade from here where it was consolidating in this range. It was not moving. This is a hourly chart. It was not moving, and then all of a sudden it breaks out going up here, and then come and retest. It failed. I took my trade. I went up. This was a winning trade also. And then this was another trade. It came back. It touched here and then go back up. So it means it has already formed the support here. When it broke out the support, I took the trade. That was another winning trade. So this was another trade, that a possible trade on gold. So it's just a nice setup. You see there was too much indecisive candles here, but the majority of the trend was saying it's going up. So I'm just waiting for it to give me a hint that it's going to go up, and then I'll take the trade. And then again, this is the indicator that I've been using, trending teacher. So what happened here, you get the signal, you target 30 pips, your stop loss should be also 30 pips or 40 pips. That's what I recommend. So here it was a win. I took this trade. I also took this one here. And then this was the trade that I showed you before. This was another trade. You got your signal here, aim for 30 pips. Most of the time when it reaches 30 pips, and it has to be USDJPY, not just any currency. Okay, so it's not for today, and thank you for watching the video, guys. If you want more, you should subscribe and make sure to like the video so that I get motivated and give you a lot of insight in the coming weeks.